The GL4 Pro from Defense Distributors. I want to talk about this device. I want to go over the features, the price point, the pros versus the cons, and if I think you guys should get it or not. With that being said, let's go ahead and go over the features. Right away, I'm gonna say this is an awesome big bang in a small package. It's gonna offer a vis laser, a white light and a vis laser combination, an IR laser, IR illuminator, and an IR illuminator laser combination, which is very awesome in my opinion at the size it is and the weight that it is. As far as being able to have a white light and an IR illuminator in the same package, that's pretty huge, especially for the price at only $350. It is gonna have, like I said, a vis laser, which I know can be kind of fuddy, kind of old school aiming with the laser device. But if you think about signaling or maybe working in a team environment where not everybody has night vision, it's awesome to where to point your direction which way we're heading, maybe a door that we're gonna enter, a door that's cleared, etc. Definitely a nice signaling device. But with that being said, it's also a backup optic. If you were to think about your optic going down, not having iron sight, something like that, it's a backup sighting device. So with that being said, the lasers on here, being that it has an IR laser and a vis laser, are slaved. That's a huge perk, being that you can go ahead and zero the visible laser and that'll go ahead and zero your IR laser at the same time. When I say that, I mean you can go in the daytime and go zero it instead of having to bring out the night vision and go zero at night, which can be a pain in the butt sometimes. It's a lot easier to zero in the daytime. So again, being that the lasers are slaved, that's a huge perk as well. The white light power or the white light strength of it, it's not the best at being only 400 lumens, but 400 lumens in my opinion gets the job done, especially for up close. It does provide a nice flood, so good for situational awareness as opposed to like a focused beam or a focused throw. I like having situational awareness and a nice flood. So again, that's a really big perk. As far as the vis laser on this is awesome. It goes out hundreds of yards to the naked eye. I know it's, you know, civilian strength, but for the price and the package, the vis laser on this thing is by far strong and solid. It definitely holds up zero. I've shot about 600 rounds through it. I've had zero problems with the zero shifting, as opposed to like the Somo gears out there that I've seen in person lose zero often. Also, if you look at Somo Gear's website, they clearly state their IR device or their laser device is for airsoft only. Basically, if you have any issues with it and you shot it on a regular rifle, they're not going to be able to fix that. I know that's hard for them to prove, but why even waste that problem with Somo Gear when you can get one of these for $350, which this is rated for 5.56 and below. So right away, you're getting an actual rifle laser, not an airsoft laser, for $350, which is awesome. Also, the fact that it provides a white light, an IR illuminator, etc. As far as the actual features, like I said, the white light on here is solid, not the best, not the worst, but it's good for up close. The vis laser is very solid. Now, the white light and vis laser combination, I like that feature, but when you get up close, depending if it's a dark object or a light object, the laser can kind of get lost when it's up close. But when you kind of move it out a little bit further, you can definitely see the laser, which is solid. It is going to be a green vis laser. That is a nice option to have if you ever need to put shots on target while you're scanning with your white light. But yeah, so the next option on the turret that you're going to get to is just off. The reason they do that is so you can have a quick turn from white light and vis laser to IR illuminator and IR laser. Basically, you can have a quick switch from non-night vision use to night vision use, which is pretty cool. I like that. The only negative of that is it's on the side, so you kind of have to turn the rifle or use your other hand to fix that, as opposed to some of the other devices out there where they have that on the back or the top. With that being said, you switch to the next one, which is going to be an IR illuminator and an IR laser for night vision. The IR illuminator is the same as the white light as far as not being the best, but it does provide a nice floody option for situational awareness up close, which is nice under night vision. And the IR laser on it is solid as well. I can't see myself shooting with that out past 100 yards, to be honest, but I don't really see myself shooting with night vision out past 100 yards anyway. So for up close, for what I'm looking for it to do, for like CQB type environments, just close quarter environments in general, I feel like it's a solid option to have, and definitely a nice version to have for actively aiming with it. In my opinion, I'm trying to get used to passive aiming, especially if we need to use the Second Amendment for what it is actually for. The foe might have night vision devices or night vision capability as well, so it's nice to be able to use a passive aiming device through your optic as opposed to putting out a signature like an IR illuminator or IR laser where they could see if they had that capability as well. That's another story, but I am trying to train lately a lot more on passively aiming through the optic and not using an IR laser or an IR device if I'm already using my night vision. But if you are in a dark area where you can't have as much light, or if you don't have moonlight as much, whatever have you, and you do need to use that illuminator, it is nice to have if needed. As far as the IR laser by itself, I like it. It's not too much of a splash or too thick. Sometimes when you see those lasers and you're using them at night, it can kind of be thick on the target. This one isn't too thick. It's kind of thin. I know that sounds funny, but I like how it doesn't flood too much, it doesn't starburst too much, which is nice. All around solid option. Again, I'm not just trying to shill for these guys. Huge shout out though to Defense Distributors for sending me this out for review. I really appreciate it. Again, there is going to be a link for this below in the description, so make sure to check it out. There's also going to be a link for this rifle setup. This is my go-to rifle. We are clear and safe, just so you know, YouTube, but this is my go-to rifle, and if you want to check this out, I have a link below in the description for a full setup, my thoughts, my perks, my pros and cons, and why I set this up the way I did. With that being said, again, I just wanted to go over the features though and my thoughts of it. As far as the ergonomics, it is going to have toggle switches to activate on left and right, which is nice. It's going to have constant on, or it's going to have momentarily on by just holding it down and letting go. You can click it for constant again, or you can hold it and then let go for momentarily, which I prefer to use. The negative to these are they're kind of easy to activate, which means it's kind of easy to have a negligent discharge, which is not good if you're trying to keep your position hidden, if you're trying to sneak around in the woods with the goons, whatever, trying to be sneaky with the homies, whatever you want to call it. Don't want to have a negligent discharge with your white light or your IR light, etc. That is one of the negatives in my opinion. These are kind of easy to activate, which I get though, because if you wanted to make them a little clickier, a little more textile, it's going to be more expensive. They were trying to keep their price point low, which I respect and I completely understand. They're not the worst, again, but they could be easy. That's why I put it a little bit forward so I don't have that problem. I have to actually move my thumb if I want to activate it. So they do have a tape switch option, which can help prevent that, which is going to have a more clickier button, but again, that's more expensive. But they do have that option, which I'll go ahead and post below in the description if you'd like as well. That is one of the negatives in my opinion. The other negative in my opinion is going to be the QD lever. Their upgraded models have a better QD lever, just so you know, but this GL4 Pro version, in my opinion, is kind of hard to get off, which can be a perk though, as far as not losing its zero, because once this thing is on, it's on. It's hard to get off. So that is a little bit of a negative in my opinion. The QD lever is not the best. It's hard to get off. And again, it was a little bit tricky to get on, but the upgraded versions, just so you know, do have a better QD lever. So huge shout out to them for fixing that and listening to the customer review, which they have always been from the beginning stating that this is for civilian use. They listen to the civilians' request, the pros, the cons, all the above, and they're making updated versions after hearing that, which is awesome. So again, huge shout out to them for doing that. To change the battery, you just have to move the front device. You push in, turn it, take the head out, and now you can take the battery out, go ahead and put a new battery in. Instead of having to remove the device, again, it's pretty easy. You're just gonna go ahead and line the dot up like so. And once you line the dot up, you're gonna push it in and then twist it to the lock mode. So again, I like that. You don't have to take the device off to change the battery, which is really nice. Doesn't mess with the zeroing at all. But again, just wanted to go over the pros, the cons, and the features in my opinion. Overall, my final thoughts on this device, completely worth it for 350 bucks. This is a great entry-level IR device. If you want to save up money, maybe for an actual PEC 15 or an Engol, a Maul, anything like that. If you're considering getting a Holosun entry-level laser, or this one, or a Somo gear, all day I would recommend getting this one for the price. At 350 bucks, the Somo gear again has lost zero and is not rated for rifle caliber. It's actually for airsoft. So in my opinion, if you're trying to get an entry device, not just because they sent this out, after user review, I highly recommend the GL4 Pro. Again, if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. Or if you have any suggestions on other devices, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a new helmet video setup on my new Team Windy, as well as some possible nods that I might have acquired and some night vision content coming soon with that being said. So huge shout out to everybody for the support. If you want to know some other ways to support the channel, make sure to check out tapracktyler.com. I got some cool shirts on there. I got a hoodie, I got a hat, I got some slaps, all that good stuff. So that really helps out. I really appreciate it. Another thing that helps out is dropping a comment, a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have any questions, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today and thank you for watching.